All right, drinks at the ready. Let's raise anchor.
Listeners, if you go and bring up your drinking game rules, rewindmoviecast.com, fire up your Prime, Netflix, DVD, Blu-ray, whatever you've got, get that set to timecode 000, and Patrick, why not take it away?
Okay, in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, play.
There it is.
I'm seeing stars.
The old
Me
Universal
too.
symbol.
I love the old logo.
Do you ever see the
Why does it look like Saturn? It looks odd.
There was an old black and white one, right? Which was like made out of like a model. That was amazing.
I can hear like the underwater noises at the minute as well, which I hadn't noticed before.
Yeah.
Oh, hello.
You ever hear Steve Coogan do the? That's a theme.
Oh, is that the theme?
That's the theme.
Jaws theme. I'm the enforcer here. Behave. Right, first
Cheers,
drink.
lads.
This is the first rule, ladies and gentlemen. This is the Jaws theme, so drink up.
Lovely stuff.
I'd also recommend to anyone listening to put the subs on. If you put the subtitles on, you can really, see what people are saying.
But the thing is, like, this theme goes on for a while, Matt. Am I supposed to be drinking the entire time?
Yeah, just the once.
But then it says music by John Williams. I think I should drink that bit. So,
in honor to John, I believe that's called a waterfall when you continue drinking for the entire rule. But it would be a bit much, I think.
So Matt, this is devised and tried and tested by yourself.
Yeah, I've tried this once because I did the same thing with Lebowski. I made a drinking game for that. And I was tired of people saying drink every time someone says dude. And it's too much. It's just not fun. It goes beyond it into some kind of experience that really doesn't work.
Like the Roxanne drinking rules.
Yeah, that's
right. Well,
I mean, at least that's brief though. It's like 3.5 minutes.
Okay, booze. He's drinking. The college kids drink.
Right. Okay. Yep.
Yep. Cheers.
Does he have a name?
Smoke them if you got them.
So I tested this at chief level with red wine. I got through 1 bottle exactly. So if you're sipping on every rule, you should hit about 1 bottle of red wine. If you're glugging a lovely red wine, you're probably going to go over that slightly.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
he's a character. I was trying to remember.
But he's
I've already forgotten her name. It's in my notes.
Chrissy.
Well, there you go. He's he's credited as boy.
I do love the way though she goes swimming. Does she? I meant to say in the podcast, but does she not remind you of a better version of her from Cyborg, who runs into the sea?
Oh,
it is a better nude run, definitely.
Yes, she's that. See, this is what I mean. That like she's a little more in control than that poor girl from Cyborg, whose name we've all forgotten.
Yeah, and the lighting's a bit more complimentary as well. We've got some.
I think this is day for night. This stuff.
I think so. Yeah,
that's nice. That there is sunset, which is nice.
Okay, he's noticeably drunk here. I think we should drink again. He's noticeably
drunk.
Yeah, okay.
There she goes.
So the painting on the poster, is that based on this lady, or I don't know much about the poster. This is a super iconic image. I should know about it.
I feel like it was adapted from the book. It was the original book cover.
Okay.
Which had a very different shark on it. It was more phallic and sort of
underwater POV?
Underwater POV drink.
Cheers.
Devlin.
Sorry. Oh, I'm going to be busy here.
Is that the Jaws theme?
I think that's only the Durder. Let's do the Durder only.
Underwater POV. Yes.
Oh, and Jaws theme. You can hear it. Dun, 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 dun.
Oh, shark attack.
Shark attack.
Bloody hell. What the hell?
You don't have to drink throughout the shark attack, I don't think, but you can.
No. Pace yourself, because once Quint shows up, we are going to be...
I didn't expect such a heavy start, and I'm not talking about the shark attack in the film.
Yeah.
It actually works quite well, because after the initial horror of how much you have to drink, it drops down for a bit during the chief just sort of hanging out in Amity. So you get a little bit of a break after this. So it gets you nicely toasted at the beginning.
I do find this like super effective, her movement through the water, like unnatural.
Yeah, it's so it's just so disturbing. It's the same thing as like a possession type film, right? When you see someone getting yanked around, it's kind of the same.
And involuntary
idea.
movement, exactly. Yeah.
Yeah.
And that wide shot's class as well. Just the stillness of it. It's great. Is that an aquaphobia shot?
Beautiful transition, isn't it?
Someone I talked to had a problem with how she was moving and she was being dragged around. They thought it looked unrealistic, but I think it's kind of weird and abstract and kind of, I like it.
Because you have no idea what's going on at this. You don't even know. Like, if you were to watch this without knowing the title of the poster, what the fuck was that?
Yeah. And it's just such a, I don't know. I once tried to write a script. And the one thing that I took from like these 70s, 80s films was this idea of like have a standalone sequence which establishes exactly how bad shit's going to get. And that will buy you so much time for the rest of the film. Like you can then sit and start having character moments because you've established the stakes.
Yeah.
Is there a rule for Boston accent? Or
I didn't include it, no. But I did just get a reminder there of what it was like to have an ashtray on the side, on your bedside table. I was a smoker for 5 years, and I can't believe I did something so disgusting as to have a...
You were a smoker, yeah.
I was for like between 20 to 25. I was a smoker, and it was a horrible thing to have a full ashtray on the side of you.
Well, especially because
Really
like
horrible.
when you lived in student houses, they generally, I mean, I lived with non-smokers, so I would have to, it's like I have to go down to my basement hovel to smoke in there with the door closed. It's like
where you belong, mate.
Yeah,
with the slugs.
The slugs, the Delphine slugs.
Oh, I wanted to mention there that Michael's the cut on Michael's hand. I got hit by a vampire. That bit. Somebody pointed out that that's a really great red herring, because now we know that he's going to go swimming with a bleeding hand,
right?
And he's a potential next victim of the shark, and it's just another little thing that Spielberg throws in that he never follows through with, but it's on repeated viewings.
Just to go back to your yellow theory, I've just noticed the police car's yellow, but
really we should point that out as we go through.
Down the yellow line towards
down
danger.
The yellow lines, but it was too much for a rule, because if we drink every time, yellow
is
for
sign?
Danger. Yeah, exactly.
Yellow field.
It's too much. It's too much. But it is interesting to look for them.
The yellow border. That's an unusual
poster.
Yeah. Annual regatta.
The yellow sand.
That's great.
And I noticed that these are all her clothes too, right?
Yeah. I love this guy's beautiful golden hair helmet as well.
Yeah.
It's real Adam of Eternia vibes.
Yeah. Hartford.
So I hadn't seen this film in a really long time, and I watched it after your episode. And it's fantastic. Like pretty much everything you'd said, I was not familiar with. It had been a long time. You guys watch this all like a lot, right? It's certainly not so much.
Well, I did. Patrick?
No, I think I said I hadn't watched it in a long time, and I don't know whether Devlin, you had something I experienced where I felt like I'd taken this film for granted all these years, and hadn't really opened my eyes and mind up to how quite very impressive it is.
I think so. I was talking to somebody about like Matt. You were talking about like great art that's also popular art, stuff that's and
universal.
Yeah, comparing this to like a Star Wars, which is obviously great and it's a big phenomenon and stuff.
Sorry, was that a little bit of aquaphobia there? From
I think it was. I'll take it.
Looked out the sea. I'm so sorry to interrupt you.
It's a chief in there.
But yeah, great art that's popular art, and it does feel like there's a as amazing as the kind of everything surrounding Star Wars is as a film in and of itself, it's not up to the ridiculous like quality standards of this one. Like this is
No.
so extraordinarily carefully put together.
Yeah. It seems to me like that. It was like the peak of those things before Star Wars took it. I think I said like stratospheric or something. It's like with the T-shirts and the merch and all that stuff. This one's still, the art of the film was still there.
Yeah.
And I mean, I enjoy Star Wars, particularly. I've got those Dr. Saperstein edits where he's used the Blu-ray and he's restored it to how it used to look without all the bullshit.
Okay, the
CGI
despecialized editions.
Yeah, they're like despecialized, the fan edits, and
Yeah.
they're the ones that I watch, but I don't really go beyond the original trilogy. And I think Jaws is vastly superior to.
The thing I can get my head around is like, so how is it a happy accident, or is it just witnessing the birth of someone who understood modern cinema and really caught hold of something? Like, did they anticipate it would make that money and be that popular? But I can't see that. I don't know. It feels like some sort of fluke in a way. We spoke about, musicals when we did Thoroughly Modern Millie. Said like the musicals dominated the mid '60s, really, going into the '70s, and then we got arts and like purist cinema, so to speak, and then I don't know, something this entertaining just blew up out of this.
Well, it's we talked about it a bit, like the idea of the novel and the guy that made Duel sort of colliding. And it was like this perfect storm of stuff, and they gave him so many chances without sacking him, and they really let him. Let Polly
do the printing. Drink.
There he is. Keen listeners will recognize that Jeffrey Kramer has introduced this episode. I put that at the beginning. So Jeffrey Kramer, who plays Deputy Hendricks, wonderful guy. We got him on Cameo to give us a shout out. And also the dead Alex Kintner making an appearance.
On a very blustery beach, bless him.
It was kind of worth it to see the locations, but it was a bit blustery.
And this section here is examples of a few technical things we spoke about with the. For me, the sound design is quite 70s and typical at the time, which is there's a lot of noises going on. And it feels very naturalistic.
Using the
he did look out to the water and the kids there as well. I'm not sure, but this shot here with Gally spoke about how it's an almost static camera, but you use this what do I call it, a ferry?
And it's like a little car ferry.
The movement, the background,
it makes it uneasy, doesn't it? There's something uneasy about it,
but also visually arresting.
Yes.
We're not cutting into close-ups here. We just this single wide.
The arrangement. I fucking love this. I love the way that you create.
Even like the positioning of the car is, it's all perspective and it's really well. I like the guy though in the grey suit with his leg up. Just put it down.
Mayor Vaughn with his anchors. His suit. Mayor Vaughn misjudges. Drink.
Oh, forgot about that rule.
One of the best lines. You yell Barracuda. I love that.
But yeah, like the fact that the ferry has now done like a little U-turn, or a Y-turn, I guess it is.
Yeah.
This is just like you don't get this unless you go to a location that has this. This is about familiarity with where you're going to shoot and understanding how best to use the environment to your advantage.
But also blocking, director's blocking. We went from a wide shot there to two like medium close-ups, just by moving them close to the camera. It's very well composed.
Oh, this is the shot that I wanted to point out from our earlier episode. This is one of my favorite shots in the film, where it appears as if Alex Kintner is climbing into the brain of the chief. And I'm still not sure if it's... Kintner, drink.
Cheers. Kintner, little bastard.
Just check this out. See if you think this is intentional. It looks like he's climbing into the mind of the chief.
Oh! Yeah. I mean, you do get his little legs behind his head.
It's very interesting.
I don't know, but it could be intentional.
And another shot that's like just economic camera positioning and movement that is one shot into another.
Oh yeah,
I remember one of the best lessons I ever had when I was in FAMU International. Oh, Yellow Lido, by the way.
Yep.
We did this lesson on directing at FAMU International in the third year of uni, and it was on directing. And the directing I can't remember his name, said to shot list a sequence from Blade Runner, and the sequence was Harrison Ford. He arrives down an alley, sees a snake shop, approaches it, looks in the window, sees a snake, goes in, speaks to the owner and grabs him. So I couldn't remember the scene, and we're writing down all these shots, and then he showed us the scene, and it was all in one shot.
Right,
and it was just like efficiency of your camera and how you tell the storytelling and movement and direction. It was, I don't know, the lesson obviously really stuck with me.
Spielberg's the king of that. Like I think I pointed out on one of them, there's this thing that people call the Spielberg wanna now, where he goes from multiple setups in one just by moving the camera. There's a great one in War of the Worlds, which I'm sure Gally loves, because he pointed out he loved the sci-fi era of Spielberg.
Yeah.
That was his favorite era. But yeah, he manages to put all these single shots and elements into one uncut take, and he's the king
and
of doing
that like this deep focus that he's got going here, and then also just fucking around with the focal depth, like having a intercutting with that really looming close up in the split diopter.
But all this noise and all this stuff in the background that's going on, it's like really almost attacking the senses. But I think there's quite a bit of aquaphobia going on here, guys.
I think so.
I'll take a look.
We've got a drink now. Yeah. We know all about you, Chief.
What's your take on a split diopter, Matt? Because
well, for some reason, I always had an issue with it. It's not that evident there, but they used to put like Vaseline to smudge the line between it, and it always bothers me. But Brian De Palma, I think he overuses it. I like De Palma, but there's some stuff I wish we'd do one on the pod so I could talk about it. But I do think he's overrated. But some of his stuff is quite blatant. I never noticed that one until I saw this on a bigger TV.
Yeah. I must admit, I do love a split diopter, but I feel like it's got to be
underwater.
It's flashy.
Underwater POV, definitely.
Underwater POV. And Jaws theme.
Oh, Jaws theme, yeah.
2 balls. But yeah, I love a split diopter.
God. Hold on.
I must admit.
Yeah, here we go.
This shot.
Shark attack.
Oh my God.
Oh.
Drink. Blood. Drink again.
Oh. Still sends shivers through me with this.
Aquaphobia.
Blood. Who's got blood? Blood, aquaphobia.
It's the way he goes to the water, but he doesn't go in, and he's just on the.
Oh, definite aquaphobia.
Jeez. Yeah.
It's really great. It's a performance thing. He just gets his toe in the water and he stops and doubles back. And
yeah.
There's
Sorry, Dev. There's a lot in 2 as well where he's kind of. I don't want to go into too much because we're going to do it on the podcast. But there's a bit where he's firing his handgun at a school of bluefish because he thinks it's a shark. And everyone on the beach thinks he's fucking crazy. The chief's gone mental. He's going, firing his gun into the water. Kintner drink.
Kintner.
It's also written, so.
Mm-hmm. Oh no! I'm like 3 glasses in already. This is dangerous.
Oh,
here's that
Mrs.
noise.
Kintner.
Mrs. Kintner. Wait, we've just. Oh, bloody hell! Again.
Are
we doing written as well?
I'm going for it because it's the weekend, isn't it?
It's a freaking weekend. Devlin's about to have him some fun.
Oh no!
If you look back at that,
I don't know why I brought that guy up.
That beach sequence, if you look at the bathing suits, there's not so many yellow ones, but as far as yellow is for danger, if you look at the 4th of July sequence, there's a ton of people just in yellow.
Just Tippett's owner with the yellow polo neck.
I'm gonna have to correct you here. It's Pippet and
it's Tippett.
Is it Pippet?
The subtitle said Tippett.
I know the Netflix subtitles say Pippin.
Wow.
As in Lord of the Rings.
I thought it was Pippet because I wrote it down as Pippet.
It's Pippet, P-I-P-I-T, I think.
P-I-P-E-T,
Wow. If I can give you my professional opinion as somebody who works in subtitling, I can guarantee whoever did this doesn't give a fuck. So it could be anything.
I don't think that's funny at all.
So apologies.
I love the dude on the right, the Bad Hat Harry guy.
Yeah, I didn't notice he was there.
He keeps cropping up.
Yeah.
I didn't see him until you just said.
It feels very unfair to mention his ample tits from the beach sequence.
Like Spaniel's ears.
Look like a pair of, like a tangerine in a sock.
So I've got something brewing. For God's sake. I've got something brewing here. Is it acceptable to burp on this, considering we're drinking?
I mean, there will be some editing, but I think you just go for it and see how it works out. Good grief.
Oh, Mayor Misjudgment?
That's definitely
Patrick Misjudgment for burping and Mayor Misjudgment in the film.
Yeah.
24 hours, that's like a week. It's like a whole week. There he is. There's a great cut to an old lady there who's like, "Rawr."
Yeah.
Her reaction is amazing. Look at the shark on the chalkboard and the person in the mouth.
Eat a cracker if you have them.
On your sketch, Matt, I love that you drew the little man in his mouth.
Yeah, if you look at the shark, I tried to replicate it.
I'd never noticed that.
So did he come in and draw that? What did
apparently so. He's
an artist too.
He drew that
at the back of the meeting. Oh,
that's Quint's mate. He got a dog?
Yes, I think he did.
Okay,
but yeah, it is quite a fun thought to imagine hard ass Quint coming in with his little joke. He's doing a little sketch of a little man.
Yeah, that was a CinemaSins. They pointed that one out, but God, I hate CinemaSins. But I watch it every time though.
Yeah. His accent's good. I wouldn't have guessed he was English.
Oh, incredible! There's a video in the playlist that I made where he's on a talk show. And it's unbelievable what he does with his voice in this film.
Do we know much about him outside of this film? Because I really don't.
From Russia with Love, he plays a Bond villain.
Okay.
I haven't seen him in an awful lot. I mean, they're the two go-tos for me.
Yeah.
Quint's mate.
God, he's so good. I'd assumed he was one of those Ollie Reed era, possibly a little older.
I think,
but not by much.
Mentioned that in the episode. I was like, he feels like he's just a big
one of the
drinker.
rabble rousers. Yeah, I read a story about Oliver Reed in Dark Side magazine, which was just fascinating. I should share it with you one of these days.
Shark
jargon. Shark. What was it? Shark
jargon.
Jargon.
He's doing some shark jargon.
Shark jargon in the yard. There's an AD. I know Mark Inglis, I think his name. He told me a great story about Oliver Reed on this job, and I should be talking about Oliver Reed when he's not in this film. But anyway, he had to sign for this delivery of Carlsberg on set one day, and he's like, "What the fuck's this?" It's like, "For Mr. Reed." It's like, "Oh God, I'll sign for it." Okay. Gave it to Oliver, and he's like, "Yeah, bring it right in." Yeah. And the next scene, like they rehearsed everything. Okay, let's get ready.
Keep
to shoot,
drinking.
please.
Drink.
Oh, drink. The next scene, rehearsed, get ready, cameras ready, great, ready to shoot. Oliver Reed brings out a bottle of Carlsberg, opens it, puts it on the table, makes sure the label's facing the camera.
Yeah.
And starts drinking at the scene, and was like, "Cut! You guys are gonna have to clear this."
What a rapscallion. I mean,
Aquaphobia.
Oh, yeah.
And there's double aquaphobia here because there's one for Brody and there's one for his wife.
Ah, okay.
Don't you think?
That's true, actually. Yeah.
Well, I think she I don't think she's going swimming now, is she? Yeah. But yeah. I think everyone in this film has aquaphobia after a certain point.
Is it aquaphobia for a lot of them, or is it Jaws the shark phobia?
Yeah, exactly. Shark phobia, isn't it?
Yeah.
Oh, I love the and Is this the bit where we see the very quick image of the tank in the shark's mouth? It's a little bit earlier when the chief is looking through the book.
Oh, yeah. I might have disrupted
that foreshadowing.
I might have, but I think that scene is an example of the humor and humanity that Spielberg brought to filmmaking at the time that I think was a little unrecognized. I think Spielberg charm was a reason for the success of such films at that time.
You've charmed me.
Did not see it going that way.
This one is an incredible mixture of like, it's comedic, it's terrifying, it's like
you can imagine jokes and humility like that in the conversation and like.
Yeah.
This one is all Spielberg. This is from his draft because he did an entire draft of Jaws after reading the novel that to try and convince himself that he can do it and that it's interesting enough, or that he could bring some suspense to it. And he wrote this scene.
Oh, this is the tank. This is the tank reflected.
This is the bit with the tank.
This shot here, the reflections in the glasses is beautiful.
Yeah,
incredible.
It just, the only thing that scene on the dock kind of reminds me of is and that sort of mixture of like terror and horror and comedy and pathos is like The Host, Bong Joon-ho.
Yeah.
Okay.
Kind of, it's one of the few films that sort of gets the same kind of tone of being kind of almost sentimental while also like a really effective monster movie. Because
did you guys ever see The Fog?
Yeah, I love The Fog. Underrated, I think. The John Carpenter The Fog?
Yeah.
No, it's Darabont, The Fog.
The Mist.
The Mist, excuse me. Carpenter's The Fog. Darabont's
there's some issues with CG, but the Mist is dark, man.
Yeah. I was really blown away by it when I saw it. And that had that real human level, like I was very surprised by it, taken with.
Shark Attack.
Shark Attack.
Yep. I think we also had the theme, which we missed, so
theme.
Bloody hell, Jaws theme, you can hear it. But the way this turns around though, Matt, I think you said it in the podcast.
Yeah, he uses it just like the barrels. It's the same thing, but there's an interesting thing there where Charlie or his mate whistles the theme from Jaws.
Oh, so is that a sea shanty?
And Devlin, help me. Is a sea shanty lyrical or is it?
They're usually lyrical. I would have thought.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. It's more Quint stuff, I think.
Yeah.
Swim for Charlie.
This is great.
He was originally going to lose a leg here, but they moved it over to the scene in the pond a little bit later.
The stunty.
His stunty gets his leg severed.
See, I don't think we needed it. I think like a sort of Blackley comic near miss is probably better for right
buffoons, now. Like probably been doing a drinking game of their own.
And a great transition to
this guy giving another shot.
That frame,
he looks
that
Irish.
Frame there with this guy is replicated exactly in The Usual Suspects. Bryan Singer loves this film, and he replicated that exactly in one of the sequences with the boat.
If you took that as a still, I would swear that was from an Irish film. Yeah. That guy, he looks. Oh yeah.
Also, we've now gone with both R. Kelly and Bryan Singer references on this podcast. So.
What was the R. Kelly reference? I didn't hear that. Let's not go.
Patrick was hot and fresh out the kitchen or something. I don't remember.
Devlin's about to have him some fun.
Yeah. Let's try and avoid any more villains if we can.
Here comes Hooper.
Yeah. Who's your favourite of the three? Because I was quite vocal about being partial to the chief. Who do you like?
I think Brody. And I'm wondering if this could be a film like, Friday Night Lights, where I can flip between them. But I don't feel like Quint would be my favourite from an all-rounded point of view. More of a favourite from an entertainment point of view. But Brody,
right. Who do you identify with more, the chief?
I actually think I identify with Hooper more.
Right.
Is overload in the boat nautical lingo?
Let's drink anyway.
Who do you identify with, Devlin?
Jules the Shark. I like Hooper. I think he brings like a cool, weird energy to the film.
That wave.
Yeah.
He's great.
So stupid.
He's in Jaws 2 a lot too, Jeffrey Kramer. And he's also a favourite of ours, Patrick, from Santa Claus the movie. He plays Towser.
Ah.
Wait, is he Thingy's right-hand man?
Yeah, from You know,
No
he's
way.
what's his name?
God,
Lithgow.
Alan Rucko it is. Bloody
Rocco
hell.
it is. Exactly.
Of course it. Yeah,
Wow.
God, I can see it now.
It's him. Puce juice.
Yes, taking the notes and stuff.
Yeah. Oh, for
Yeah,
God's sake, Aaron Brody. Yeah, I'm gonna have to stop doing quotes.
Yeah, these two have like a
See,
like a.
there's
cool
a lovely
thing,
bit of blocking there as well. I've interrupted you. I'm so sorry, but we had Hooper on a 3/4 frame, and then Brody pivots him round, so we get more of Brody's face, and then we go back round, all in one
Yeah.
shot. It's really economic filmmaking that's quite effective.
This dude, Ben Gardner, is the real life Quint. They based a lot of Quint's dialogue on this.
Oh,
He
okay.
just
way.
came up with this stuff.
Yeah. Beautiful use of the reflector board there.
I wish he was
Right,
wearing
face.
yellow.
Yeah, look at the dog.
Yeah. Oh, blood.
Blood. And David, sorry, I interrupted you there.
I'm 2/3 of the way through this bottle already, so I wouldn't worry about it.
The thoughts are coming and going at this point.
Yeah. This
Oh.
film is really racing ahead, isn't it?
It's pacey.
Um,
It's quite a pacey film.
It is, yeah.
I'd love to sit down and like work out how long the shots are and when it cuts and why.
Well,
and-
like, I think the two slowest scenes where you can really think are when the son is mimicking Brody. You got real pause for thought and moment there, and then the
Yeah.
Indianapolis story. Indianapolis? Have I got that right?
Yeah.
Yeah, you're right.
Yeah. I was really, when I was saying that I liked Hooper's weird energy, but I was so taken with Roy Scheider on my rewatch this week after you guys had done the podcast, and I watched it again. Largely because I watched Blue Thunder recently for the first time,
Oh, cool.
which is hilarious. It is unbelievable. It's so entertaining, and it's so stupid in all the best possible ways. And
If you loved Airwolf as a kid, you should check out Blue Thunder.
if you're a big fan of Airwolf and Peeping Toms watching nude supermodels do yoga, and Daniel
Squalus,
Stern,
that's a shark jargon. Sorry,
Shark
Oh,
Jargon.
Shark Jargon. Oh, Longomanus.
Daniel Stern is in Blue Thunder.
Daniel Stern is the co-pilot in Blue Thunder. He's the kid that he takes under his wing. And it's such a strange film. It's one of those 80s films where the tone is just all over the shop. It's like action bullshit, but like characters you like die horribly.
Oh, wow.
It's got a bit of like leftover. It's got like real canon films energy, but with a bit more money behind it. Blood.
Devlin, when are we getting a Canon Films? Wait, have you already done a Canon Films t-shirt?
There's a Canon Films t-shirt. We want the Dimension one.
Dimension is the one we want.
Yeah. Although I didn't want to bring up the dreaded Weinstein brothers because that's. But yeah, I will.
I've never seen All That Jazz, which is what I really want to see. Everyone tells me that Scheider that's his best performance of his career in All That Jazz.
I've never seen the original Taken of Pelham 1, 2, 3 either, which is that is him, is it? Yeah, is he in that, or did I just make that up? Or am I just bringing up another film that's supposed to be kid?
Oh, what?
Here's all that noise again. Look at Quint. This is great.
The other one is Sorcerer. Check out Sorcerer by Friedkin for some Scheider.
I haven't seen Sorcerer.
Okay.
Yeah.
I don't know where I got that from. Walter Matthau is in the Taking of Pelham 1, 2, 3. They are not even remotely comparable human beings.
This is a Quint taunt. It has to be. He's taunting them with his laughing.
Of course he is. He knows.
Yeah.
Maybe that was, a rewritten bit for him from the cinema drinking. From the cinema laughing, excuse me.
Yeah. Yeah, you're right. That would have been a great sequence. Introducing him in the cinema,
Just
laughing at
psychotic.
Moby Dick. That would have been amazing.
Were they going to Max Cady him? Was that the
Yeah,
point?
exactly. That's where he took it from.
That's awesome. Oh, what?
Shark.
Oh, what? Hamney Award.
Whose pop quiz buzzer was that last week? Was it Galley's?
Oh, that was me. Galley was. What's Galley? Oh, we cut it out because our quiz didn't make it to the final.
I know. I don't think Galley's a fan.
I love it.
Of the quiz. That's only because he's losing.
He's the boss, though, isn't he?
I'm somehow winning. I don't know. I'm at least equal level pegging.
Is this shark lingo?
What was that? Shark lingo?
Yeah,
I think so.
Hammerhead. It's It's,
yeah. Oh, okay. Well, that's just the name of the shark. But
it's just a name of a shark. Bite radius.
Bite radius. Very good. Yeah.
Yeah.
Doesn't match the. Look, oh, Mayor misjudges. He's misjudging. Look at him. Look at him misjudging.
Is that okay? Drink. Oh my god! I can feel this is halfway empty already.
I didn't hear you crush your can, Patrick. You have to crush your can after every year.
But you know what? Like, I can show you that visibly I did.
Oh, he did.
Oh, you did.
But I didn't. Yes, I'll make it better.
It's confirming for the listeners at home that we have video, and he did crush it. Not super convincingly, though. I'm not having a go.
Right, you want some crushing? Get a load of this.
All right, I'll do it. Kintner.
Nice. Kintner drink.
Oh, Kintner. God.
Oh God, I'm getting a bit sloshed. I keep forgetting to look at my rules.
This is a really good moment.
Is that's not Bad Hat Harry with Mrs. Kintner, is it?
No, the earlobes aren't big enough.
She fucking rattles him. That's so.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. The Brody's ear, rather Roy Scheider's ear, is like that because Roy Scheider was an extremely accomplished boxer. He has an incredible record.
He's got a slight cauliflower.
Yeah. Apparently he was like 29-1, something like that.
He's wiry, isn't he? I wouldn't want to fight Roy Scheider, man.
No. I mean,
what's that quote from Fight Club? Like, wiry guys fight to the
oh, skinny guys fight till their burger.
Thank
you.
That's it. Yeah. But yeah, no. Apparently he was really good, and so it was amateur boxing, and then he was in the military where he also boxed. I don't think anyone should be messing with Roy Scheider.
This is a good performance bit though from both of them here.
Oh, terrific! I think she's like Amdram or something. She's on Martha's Vineyard.
Did she answer a local ad or something?
Yeah, something like that.
There's always
you got to wonder if Spielberg got that performance out of it.
Just terrific.
There's always a thing that people say about the age of the actress and character, which is that for the mother of such a young boy, she looks a lot older. I know people looked older in the 70s, but she is significantly older, and a lot of people would say that it's because Spielberg was so young that he would kind of visualize parents, even parents of little kids, as being, older looking people. Because I mean, she must be, well into her 40s, and
it happens. You know who I think of? I think of Peter Jackson when I see that, because if Peter Jackson, if you look at his parents, they look like his grandparents, and he was an only child. And on all the bad taste, like making of stuff, they were just plowing they were helping him and giving him, feeding the crew and all these things, helping him out, and they're like these lovely older parents. So it's kind of moving in a way that
we're talking of moving. Now we've got this scene between a parent and a child, and this is where I think, like, even newbies into watching films, I think this is really Spielbergian type magic.
It makes you feel very warm and fuzzy.
The music is pitch perfect in this.
Those beautiful little like pops of light behind them as well, little halos.
Yeah. And this was improv too. Like the kid was doing it with Roy Scheider off camera. They were just messing around, and he said, "Stephen, just come and get this."
There's something very like proper Hollywood about Scheider here. That "Give me a kiss." The way he reads that line is very.
Get out of here.
Yeah, it's a proper Hollywood hero kind of old school actor. Yeah, it's
Great.
good.
Obviously, the chief is drinking. So
he's drinking. So
booze.
We must drink.
Now this is where Hooper brings a white and a red.
I love it when he just steals the plate of food.
Yeah.
Now, in the novel, she cheats with Hooper, which is when I heard about that, I just thought that is just.
Yeah, Kermode. Jaws is about infidelity. Like, cheers. And look, the cameras come all the way around the table. We haven't cut yet. We haven't changed setup.
Yeah. Very strange use of props as well. It's like just 3 little silver items on a shelf.
Well, they have just moved there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There is some odd stuff with the phones and things, and then weird things hanging up in the kitchen that shouldn't really be there.
Yeah, production design's hard.
Yeah, but I mean, I think because they just moved there, it does excuse it.
I'm on a film at the minute, and the production design is mind blowing.
Are they going to fix it in post?
CG some stuff.
Patrick, do you remember the best?
Oh, a toast. Have we had a toast? No.
Toast. Oh,
nearly,
let's do it.
Nearly.
I'm
I thought you said Patrick because I'd missed something. Sorry.
No, I was when I was saying production design is hard, and I was just thinking of my favorite production design fuck up ever, which was when we were at film school together, and one of the other groups who were making a short film took a not insignificant budget, and instead of actually making a film with it, they were supposed to be shooting in a supermarket. And they thought the best way to do that would be to go into a completely empty stage set, build 2 shelves, that's 2, and then buy actual food to put on the shelves. So they bought 2 full trolleys worth of rice pudding. And then
Adam Sandler in Punch Drunk Love.
And then printed labels for fake soup, I think, and then hand relabeled all of the cans in order to get around. And we all ate rice pudding for like a year after that, because there were just 2 trolleys of rice pudding in the film school.
Booze drink.
Excuse me.
Top tip to the budding filmmakers out there: don't spend all your money on rice pudding. It's pointless.
When we were trying to get that script, I was going around like local shops and stuff, and I had some interested in letting us film in there because it didn't need to be that complicated. But that set was god awful.
For fans of the Johnny Depp trial, the chief invents the mega pint here.
Oh.
He pours the first ever mega pint.
He is so in his own thoughts here. It's really... I love the way he nonchalantly just pours and he just doesn't give a fuck in a minute.
Well, this is all the stuff from his books. He's been spewing all that information from the book that he's been pouring over.
Is this aquaphobic? It seems like it.
Is that why he's fidgeting with the bottle? I think that's why he's fidgeting with the bottleneck. So I'll buy that for $1.
Yeah. Oh, we're doing RoboCop next. RoboCop's coming up soon. We should plug that. We're having a month off then, RoboCop.
Yeah, can I make that episode? I think it clashed, but I'm going to try. Because it has one of my favourite pieces of score music.
Oh, amazing. I just got the Arrow Blu-ray. You've got to get it. So much stuff
beautiful.
on there.
One more drink.
Is that a toast? That's a toast. It's a toast as well, I think.
And the chief.
Oh, it's good. It's a good transition.
Yellow flashlight or torch for our UK listeners.
Have we yet said like they don't make films like this anymore?
I think we say that an awful lot, but we should say it now.
You said about Robin Hood, Prince of Thieves.
They do still make some good films. I feel like that should be, but because there is some time, but I can't help. I always want to balance it out because there are so many of the films
like
make.
this are more reliant on CGI now, and I think that's where us as a podcast kind of are quite favourable in looking at the physical.
That's a shark's fin drink.
Yeah.
Oh, fin, yeah, fine. Yeah.
It's like anything, it's like if you can deploy your digital effects well, then nobody's going to mind. It's still an art form. It's just the fact that nobody seems to care anymore. I think that's
like
the
Christopher Nolan cares, and everyone else is like, "Well, I'll just use it everywhere."
I think Tarantino cares.
Oh, he barely uses it. Like Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, there's some stuff in there, but it's so beautifully hidden that you can't even see it.
I didn't understand the criticism of that film as much as
every time I watch it, it gets better, and it's so funny. Leo is so funny in it.
A question is, does Hooper have a change of clothes? Because he just came here with a duffel bag and he has just spilt shark guts all over what seems to be...
He's fucking loaded though, isn't he? He's like a millionaire, so he'll just buy whatever he wants.
His best denim on denim ensemble.
Where do you stand on denim on denim?
I have some double denim, but I tend to only buy very dark, like I buy black denim.
Have you seen Life on the Road? Always double denim.
Can you double denim black denim with blue denim?
You can, because I have. Because I used to work in a Levi's shop with Galley, funnily enough, and I used to double denim quite frequently.
See, I did it at uni, but I feel like people were making fun of me. But I was a big Ryan Adams fan. So.
Denim jeans with a black denim jacket is probably it works very
safer. Oh, pretzel, eat.
Eat. Do we eat what?
I got some giant.
Eat a pretzel if you have a pretzel.
Oh, I didn't have one.
Patrick, I'd give you one if I could, but I'm a long way away.
It took me 10 days to get here.
I got some giant pretzels.
Be very expensive.
So here's one. Brody's wearing a life preserver. Is that aquaphobia?
Well, I'll take it.
Yeah,
drink.
You're a ruthless enforcer, Patrick.
Can number 2.
Oh shit! I should have had another bottle of wine. Ridiculous.
Can you? I'd be very impressed if you, when you finished that bottle of wine, crushed it in front of us.
Have you seen that video, that viral video of that guy? There's like a it's like a guy who does a Stone Cold thing and smashes 2 bottles together. Definitely knows what I'm talking about.
I don't, but now I want to see it. I just any mention of Stone Cold Steve Austin, I perk right up.
No, there's like a special needs kid, and he's got two bottles of beer, and he smashes them together. It's awful. And then they say, "Don't move because someone's going to step on them." Let's move on.
So what have you had tonight? We've had R. Kelly. We've had.
Why didn't they take Hooper's boat when they hunt the shark? Instead, they take the orca, which is a hunk of junk. Hunka chunka.
Is that a yellow barrel? Wait, was that a yellow barrel? Barrel popper.
But because they have to hire Quint, and Quint is
Quint's
of course,
rules, right?
They need his expertise.
It's his hubris that gets himself killed, shooting out the radio.
Why didn't they bring some of Hooper's tech onto Quint's boat? Or would Quint not?
Well, he tries. That? Like Hooper tries to bring it, but Quint kind of he's making fun of him. He's
get this through that shark's skin.
Yeah.
Spielberg lighting.
Yeah. The spotlighting.
So yeah, but like this, I just love this. This use of, I don't know how they must have done that to backlight the boat. How do you think they got
Spielberg, this shot?
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah. So when you get the beautiful little kind of blue horizontal anamorphic lens flare, but the backlighting of the boat that you see there, where the smoke is being picked up around.
That's what the smoke's there for. It's to give you the depth and the
It's
that was classic film school stuff. They always had a smoke machine. Just a smoke machine going. It's like, why have you got a smoke machine going? And it's like, just to give depth to the.
It's called Atmos.
Yeah,
more Atmos. Please.
It literally everything they shot, they'd have a smoke machine going.
Yep. I mean, it makes sense when you're on the open water. You can play it off. It's foggy.
There it is, yellow for danger. That's absolutely yellow for danger. It's not a rule, but I'm going to drink anyway because let's face it.
We're in the weeds now. But yeah, I think like you can get away with a lot of smoke in dream sequences, at sea, and on coastal kind of, San Francisco-y, foggy kind of. But in the middle of a council estate in like in
Yeah.
Beeston or whatever, no, it's
Hold on.
no.
Ooh,
Jaws
ready?
theme.
Jaws theme.
Oh,
Is that a durder?
uh-oh.
Ah!
Drink. It's Ben Gardner's head.
Oh my god, that sound effect! It's great.
Very psycho. Did you hear that Bernard Herrmann
Yeah.
stuff there? Yellows for danger.
And he pops up in that super yellowy water, yeah.
That's it. It's yellows for danger. It's absolutely keyed in. It's great.
So Matt, you were talking about the jump scares and was it the trust?
Yeah.
You know the famous moment where the shark pops out later, where come on down and chum some of this shit.
Yes. Yeah.
That's the famous. That's the famous Universal Jaws ride stuff.
Yes.
And Spielberg got greedy, and later he went back and shot an insert for the Ben Gardner head that we just saw. But the problem was, once the audience had seen Ben Gardner's head, Mayor misjudges drink.
Oh yeah.
And once he'd put that in, the audience didn't trust him anymore, so they weren't jumping as high as they used to when the shark popped out of the water in the chum moment. So Spielberg believes that you only get one jump scare from an audience, and then they don't trust you after that. So I don't know if it's true, but that's what he believes.
Oh, shark jargon.
A car carried in car carriers.
No, there's a lot of Mayor misjudgment here. Are we like multiple drinks or? Not that I'm trying to get it smashed, but
I do really like these kind of, when directors have enough self-awareness to understand. I guess this is where one of the few occasions whereby a test screening would actually be beneficial.
Mm-hmm.
They never actually use them like this. That's the infuriating thing. Test screenings tend to be used as a cudgel with which to beat Finn. I'll take that. That's a Finn.
You're right.
I do love the eyes on it.
But
those proportions are correct.
But the idea that like test screenings could potentially be something whereby a filmmaker could actually genuinely see a reaction to something and adjust and tweak the film based on that. Right. Whereas usually they're a cudgel with which a studio will try and diminish the level of authority that the directors have. Like this idea of the audiences aren't responding to it. It's time to retool this, and that's how you end up with like a really weakened product. It seems.
Yeah.
I don't know.
I'm
not convinced that test screening is actually a bad thing. I think especially when you're dealing with a medium that has
a necessary evil, I would have thought.
Yeah. You have to connect with a big audience, potentially.
Did we get Mayor misjudges there?
We did.
Did we drink?
More.
Oh, we did. Okay. Go on, one more.
Well, he's still misjudging now. So.
Oh, there you go. There he is, misjudging.
Yeah.
Look at his suit.
Threat in America, 4th of July.
Yeah. See, I didn't look into that. What did you see in that, Patrick? Did you research any like deeper meanings?
I not bullshitting. I just was like 4th of July. Right. What is that? That's America. And then I read into it, and it was like I did find something on that Jaws is an attack on America because it's the Independence Day, and it's a threat on America. It's a foreign invader. Yeah.
Oh, in our waters, you never usually see them in our
capitalism.
That's great.
All just for the audience, just all the paraphernalia, and there's a bit with this Jaws the shark arcade game, isn't there? It's very good.
Yeah.
Oh, that's right. I loved when Gally pointed that out.
It's it's really good.
Somebody had said, "Look, somebody's getting attacked by a shark. Let's find that old arcade game and put it out." It's so cynical and brilliant.
But also totally believable of society.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah.
That's what they would do.
And this is like the equivalent of people coming up with memes for a horrific thing that literally just happened, and within 10 minutes somebody's trying their very hardest to come up with some bullshit little like one panel gag. Yeah.
and John Williams is on fire here with this the summer ginks, I believe they're called, the people visiting Amity.
There it is. Is the game.
That's an impressive looking game for 1974-75.
Killer shark. Check out the yellow in this shot.
Fucking everywhere.
You got barrels, towels. They literally walk, what is it, like 6 people right through the middle of the scene in yellow tops?
And Brody started in a mid shot and he's gone out to a wide and he's coming close to the camera now. I love all that shit.
Fascinating rhythm.
If I ever have a boat, it's called Fascinating Rhythm, let's face it. This is Peter Benchley, the novelist.
Was it really?
Yeah.
Looks like a writer.
Is he a New Englander? Is that his...
I don't know where he's from, but that was his little cameo. And there's a great helicopter scene in Jaws 2. Devlin. Jaws 2, the helicopter shot. There's a guy with a very strange 70s beard that gets devoured in a in a helicopter.
It's been so long. I've not seen Jaws 2. Me and Gally watched Jaws 2 together in the house back in Leeds. You're talking 2007. Oh god, yeah.
Drink.
Why aren't you in the water?
And the only thing that I really remember is in Jaws 2 there's this really weird shot that always stuck with us, which is the chief is up on his little watchtower and the camera is panning across the waterline, and then it does a rack focus to the chief, and it's one of the worst rack focus I've ever seen in any film.
Well, it is Jeanette Schwartz, the director of Santa Claus the movie. It could be Jeffrey Kramer connection. So the guy that made Santa Claus the movie made Jaws 2.
Oh, okay. Yeah. I had no idea. But yeah, just that. I don't know why that stuck out. I guess it's because the second film tracks so closely to the first visually.
Yeah, I get confused here. It's like, is that bit in Jaws or Jaws 2 where he sees the school of bluefish? I get really confused.
It just looks worse, and it's quite jarring. Of there are certain times when it's just a bit obvious. When you see. When you get a direct comparison. So I'm intrigued to watch Jaws 2 again, because I feel like it's probably better than I remember.
It's the best of the sequels, I would argue. It's better than 3 and 4. But 4 is so funny. And Michael Caine scores mega points with me. He's so funny in it. Hoagie.
I'm a big Jaws 3 apologist. I think it's terrible, but I love it.
I hope I like Jaws 3 when I revisit it, but Coca-Cola product placement. And any teetotalers out there who are drinking water and drinking Coke along with this one, there you go. Oh, that's the Jaws bridge from the Jeffrey Kramer video that he sent us on Cameo. You can see that Jaws bridge very clearly. So
our good friend Jeffrey Kramer, who is now our best friend,
he loves the pod. He checked out our pod.
Friend of the show.
He lives in the area. Like he's a native, I guess.
What?
No. Jeffrey Voorhees is the kid.
Was that an underwater POV?
On Martha's Vineyard. He runs. That was an underwater. Was it?
Davin, you can't drink water.
Oh my god, I'm so sorry.
He's hydrating. That's the way we do it.
Bullshit.
It's just my problem is that these pretzels are making me thirsty. Oh, underwater POV.
Underwater POV.
Mayor's misjudging things.
Mayor misjudges.
Caught and killed.
Oh no, I should have bought another bottle.
You're going to run out.
I'm gonna have to
All
go
right,
to
Mr.
white.
Mega Pint.
Can you do white and red and white? That's not a great
Oh, Finn.
combination.
You know what they
Finn is the
say?
fake Finn. Are we
There's
drinking?
Finn, drink.
Finn. Yeah, there's a rhyme about it, right? Red and white, you'll feel shite.
Wine and beer, oh dear. Beer and wine, everything's fine.
Yep.
Am I right? I'm not going to beer though. I'm going to go to white, from red wine to white wine.
I'm also going to transition to a nice Chardonnay after this.
350.
Oh, I love that bit.
We've
no whistles.
I'm going to
You can almost see his testicle. The life
testicles drink.
the lifeguard's shorts. You almost saw his bollock.
Just think how many stray testicles you would have seen in the 70s. Everyone's wearing the worst shorts.
Put the mouse back in the house. This is a family place.
There was a mesh lining, but it's long since perished.
These kids are getting it right. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're getting tipped off their lilos.
This is where you get into the kind of, this is very much the people are awful section.
Yes.
It's very effective though. That low angle, these low angle shots are
the older guy as well that's passed out on
brutal.
That always gets me.
Yeah.
Oh no. This is where he should have realized.
Patrick, more than anyone else, you must know how difficult it is to actually Finn,
drink.
Suggest like carnage.
Oh, I suggest carnage.
Why does Patrick know how to suggest carnage?
We've met. I remember what happened to Leeds in the mid 2000s. But more importantly, Patrick, you would marshal large crowds of people, and that must be extremely dangerous. Increasingly so.
I always think it's hard for me to judge because this is a completely different era, and child protection laws have
This is my favorite. This is my absolute favorite line delivery in the entire film.
Shark! Shark!
I don't mind her performance.
Oh no, I don't mind it at all. I think it's great. That's my favorite delivery.
Oh, Brody, he's so good, isn't he?
But yeah, sorry, Patrick. So the idea of marshalling crowds of people.
It's hard for me to judge, but it does look like it was easier back
then. Because you didn't have to give a fuck, right?
The job I'm on at the moment, there's been a lot of paperwork on the kids, and there's parent Finn. There's a lot of parent indemnity forms and child protections and NDAs, and there's a lot of paperwork to get through, and children are very rightly very protected.
Nope, he's out of the bath.
Shark attack
like this. Well, let's wait till we see the baby. Oh my god!
Drink.
Fuck me, that's so good.
Hello.
Whoa!
Oh no
way!
It's a good leg. Bit of blood.
Oh, severed leg. Blood drink. I should have bought another. I'm gonna have to go with the white.
This is an amazing shot. That when why did you not go for the kid and
the swooping off to the right?
Yeah.
There's a fin.
He's had his fill. Maybe he's still he's picking. Oh god! Bloody hell! But Devin, there's several things here. Is the weather cold? All these people are topless. How cold are they? Do I need blankets?
They shot it in May. So May, the guy that played Alex Kentner's told. Yeah, he said that it was a little cooler.
Oh, that's a good shot to reveal the legs are still alive.
Very good.
But it's that you can see. I can see wind through the hair there. So I'm thinking of maintenance. Those kids are wet. I've got to look after those kids because they're getting wet and hypothermic. Kind of worries for me there. That kid crying there. How'd you get that performance out of it? It's the kids in the water. It's it's very highly. You'd have to be highly choreographed, and the health and safety and risk assessment you have to go through.
I feel like there's an element of aquaphobia there.
Boom! This one definitely. Aquaphobia.
Is that was that yours or Galley's favorite?
No, not mine. I think it might have been Galley's.
He liked that one, and also the shot through the
jaws.
dried out. Yeah,
Quint Shack.
There's a lot of old people on the on the beach there, Devlin, as well, and there's welfare for them. And so it's kind of things like this. When you think of, like, if I did a scene now or a film now that's set today, relatively it's a lot easier anyway. Right now I'm on a period film. There's a lot of wigs and got to cover up tattoos and piercings because we live in a modern world and there's a lot of personalities going on. But back then, you know, like if you're doing a film that's set today, really it's a lot easier from a costume and appearance point of view. But yeah, I don't know, on a beach like that, there's a lot of people. It's hard when you're on location anyway.
I feel like we should drink one more time because he's still misjudging. He's not quite sure what he's going to do.
Misjudgment.
He's got a pen, which is helpful. Oh, if I may say, though, he is smoking in a hospital, particularly in a hospital near a sick child. So I think
you're just jealous that you couldn't do that.
Yeah, I do love. While we're on 70s Spielberg, I love the. I'm a big Columbo fan. It's been mentioned a few times. Obviously, Spielberg was.
One more thing, Devlin.
My wife loves you, but
yeah, he directed the first kind of.
I don't agree with that in the workplace.
Hitchmo.
Coventry Conference.
Chicago Detective. That'd be odd, wouldn't it? One more thing.
But Columbo's forever smoking like cigars literally everywhere, frequently in medical. At one point, he goes in to see, I think it's there's an episode with Leonard Nimoy as a heart surgeon, and he's in the post-op ward of a heart surgery, and he is smoking a cigar over the guy's open wound. There's the apricot brandy.
Is anybody drinking apricot brandy out there? If you are, tweet us.
Please. Someone drink apricot brandy. Brandy?
I couldn't get it in Korea. I tried.
What about foie gras? Have anyone got that on the go? He's got blood on his hands.
Blood, drink.
Oh.
It's toast.
Oh, is that a sea shanty? Not quite.
It's a triple. It's a treble.
It's a toast. Okay, I'm drinking anyway.
There's booze. They're drinking booze.
Fucking hell.
Shark faces. Oh God.
Look at his shelf. Look at the tomato sauce on the shelf. That's that shelf from that student film, Devin.
Oh.
It's just rice pudding in there.
Yeah, that's definitely booze.
I'd never
drink.
I'd never cooked rice pudding for myself before. Like I'd eaten rice pudding at like school, like in primary school. But the trolleys full of rice pudding was the first time I made it for myself. Oh, day sailing. This sounds like nautical lingo, I guess.
Yeah, who's got nautical lingo? Is that you,
That's
Dev?
me.
Okay,
I'll take
drink.
it. Great white.
Porkers. Shark jargon, drink.
Fucking hell. This is brutal.
It is. Matt.
Porkers.
So you've had to transition. You've gone from red to white.
No, I haven't. I'm almost. When I do go to white, I'm going to the Mahjong.
Which California one.
The Mahjong is a Chardonnay. It's a 2016. It's
Quint Taunt.
2016. Holy shit! Oh yeah, he is taunting him.
He's taunting. Drink.
Give me your hands as a taunt.
Where is Mahjong from?
Korea. I think it's from Korea.
Nice.
I don't understand the label. I've been here for a long time and I still don't understand the label.
Like, I know that it shouldn't be because it's very childlike. I've got a very childlike brain at times, especially when drinking heavily. But there is just something quite entertaining about foods and or drinks from places where you would not expect to find them from being from. I know it's very silly, but I don't know. I just when I was in Japan for a bit, I was surprised. Like, you'd never really think of Japanese wine, and it's to be fair, they don't really make any that I ever tried. I don't think. I drank. Coins, mate.
Oh, drink.
Oh, temperature gauge. Sounds jargony.
Jesus.
That sounds nautical.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, Quint's
Oh, Quint's
laughing. I'm
taunting.
going to say that's a taunt. That's 3 in a row.
Good Lord.
So I am also going to be going on to Chardonnay. It's Australian.
Devin, when you say like foods and drinks from other places, I don't know why, but I just had a flashback to when you and I drank that cheap Polish lager from that corner shop that time.
Polish lager is the best, though.
Oh man, that got us.
It's one of those. It's one of those things that until you move to certain more exciting pockets of London, you don't realize just how incredible the range of internet. Fuck me. Have you ever had a Deboe? Debowe.
It's Dubiek, is it? Yeah.
There was a Deboe Mockness.
Oh, sea shanty.
And I don't.
Oh,
Hey,
Spanish ladies.
Farewell,
Let's drink to Gally
do.
in his absence. And a can crushing because I've just finished another can.
Do it.
Oh, lovely.
I'm not going to crush on my glasses, though. It's from IKEA.
I love Hooper's smile and acknowledgement here. It's a nice moment. You know, like choosing to stick on Dreyfus's face there is pretty good.
Coming up here is not just one of the great quotes, but also one of the more embarrassing moments of my very brief and short-lived career in the industry, in the film industry. Richard Zanuck produced the only actual real-life feature film that I ever worked on, which was Alice in Wonderland. And Richard Zanuck was on set one day.
No way.
I was working with our good friend Luke, who'd got me the gig. Because at the time I was working in a in Darlington, in a like just a horrible kind of admin job, and he called up and he was like, "Do you want like a couple of weeks on a film?" And I was, "Yes, for fuck's sake, please get me out of whatever I'm doing right now." So I went down to Plymouth it was, and I went to Plymouth and I was working on this film, and Richard Zanuck
sea shanty drink.
Oh, cheers. And we were moving a bunch of gear on a little cart, and it started raining. And I said to Luke, I said, I see you brought your rubbers. And Richard Zanuck absolutely did not understand what I was doing, nor did he care, because he is a wealthy old American man. And I was,
I would have thought he would have understood that and thought, you are with me now. You are.
Sea shanty.
Oh, sea shanty. Yo ho ho. Blood.
We could get in touch with Selway to talk about split diopters. He'd be good. Oh, blood.
Yeah. There is a photograph of me on the internet. You can see the lead actress from Alice in Wonderland, whose name I cannot remember because I'm drunk.
Mia Wasikowska.
Mia Wasikowska, who was very nice. And she's talking to Richard Zanuck, and you can see my mid to late 2000s horrendous greasy indie metal shit hair. You can see the back of my head and they used that photo on his obituary for a couple of newspapers. No. So the back of my head.
Was this around the time we went to download?
Let's tip one. Yeah. Let's tip one for Richard Zanuck.
For Richard.
Down the hatch.
Also the producer of Beyond the Valley of the Dolls. I will never stop shoehorning Russ Meyer into this podcast. It will never end.
Matt, I think you've transitioned. Your wine, excuse me, that's really bad sentence.
Marjuan.
Oh my God, look at the color of that. I cannot
I've used the same glass.
Oh, okay. That might help. That might help explain it, because I was hoping to explain to the listeners at home that looks thick.
It looks like a peach.
It looks like Leffe beer. Do you know Leffe?
Yeah.
It does look
like amber. Yeah.
doesn't taste like that.
Just syrup in your mouth, chewing on it. My dad loves saying that when you're pissed and you're struggling with a pint. He's like, "You chewing on that pint there, son?"
Little brown eel.
Little brown eel. It counts.
Okay.
It's nautical lingo.
This is one of the greatest suspense sequences in the film because I tried to write about it, but I feel like I failed. There are so many different things going on. The chief is tying the knot, and Quint is aware
eating a cracker.
of the bite. Yeah, let's eat the cracker. Have you got a cracker, Patrick?
I found one at half time.
Just down the back of the sofa. There's
It's in my beard. I pulled it out.
A beautiful little moment of when Hooper chastises Brody. And Quint kind of says, "Just ask me next time which rope to pull."
Right.
And that's like, it's great that, trying to kind of, I don't know, just the volatile dynamics of these three guys together, or they're united in the same aim, but there's all these little kind of just microaggressions, I guess.
I love that ticking of the line.
And this as a score moment is terrific too.
Is that Jaws' score?
I mean, it is the score to the movie Jaws.
If you insist, you're the enforcer of the.
I'm gonna go. That's Jaws thing. That's a yeah.
Look at the fucking timing.
Oh, the timing, so good.
Yeah.
And also, I'm convinced they're in the middle of the sea, and it's all to do with the angles. They may well only be 100 meters off the shore, but it's very convincing.
I frequently ask friends of mine to pour water on my crotch.
Yeah.
Is that back in the day when you used to do the what's that like that chisel show when there were sparks flying from the metal pants? Is that what you used to do? Chainsaw or whatever it is.
Yeah, when I'd go down the dingy metal clubs and I would angle grind my metal underwear.
Angle grind. Oh.
When you see this kind of shot of the boat and you just see how just how small it is, just how fragile and small and just lining your three characters up like that.
I can't imagine he'd actually be pulling in an actual great white shark who's that strong though.
Right. I can't imagine it either.
Fucking hell.
But I guess we've kind of built him up to be the
master.
There's a suspension of disbelief just because.
I like that he is out of his depth. He's encountered sharks his whole life, and at this point, he doesn't know what to do.
He's like impressed, isn't he? And he's quite enjoying the challenge, I think.
Yeah.
And they all have roles. Like Hooper drives the boat, and Chief,
Mr. Hooper drives.
Chief has to do the chumming, and they all have and he has like a suntan on his nose.
Yeah.
The details are so great
because they are very character-driven details, and
that's quite a subtle split diopter. I think that previous shot
that was nice.
Oh, did I miss one then?
Yeah,
when he says the wire is showing, it was.
See, that's so good. I didn't even see it.
Like I say, I prefer not prefer. I love a massively over the top split diopter, but it wouldn't work in something like this.
And look at this. See this shot here, like talking of like mod. Oh, sorry, Devin.
Oh, I just said it's like a split diopter always seems to me like artifice, and that's exactly what you don't want right now. You want everything to be. You want to be in there with them. Humans can't focus on two things.
No, you're right. Like everything can be used if it's deployed in the right way at the right time. You're right. It proves one thing. It's over.
I don't feel like people bully college boys in the feast.
Yeah, fuck him. I'm with Quint at this point.
The poster that I made for the cover art for the last episode, the Brody kind of sketch, I kind of like doing it. So I sort of I got a little inspired. I think I want to do a series. I want to do the three main characters. I want to do the sketch of all three. So there's the one of Chief. I want to do one for Quint. I want to do one for Hooper. And the one for Hooper that I want to do is of him jamming his his little pinkies
doing that
into
thing. Yeah. Well, he's the Spielberg avatar at that point. He's the guy who's making fun of the Macho Man.
Yeah. I don't want to be, I don't think of myself as too picky on this stuff, but I'm not sure I would want to jam a pair of disgusting boat gloves into both corners of my mouth.
Is this the shot that you mentioned, Patrick, where you didn't know
There's
how
another
they
one.
rigged it?
I think it's the same kind of setup, but this looks handheld. I'm looking left of frame there. I'm like, what is that? But this still looks handheld. So there's someone up there, and you've got to hide the shadow, and you've got to hide like. It doesn't look like a crane shot. I don't think it can be at that point. But.
Drink.
It's mad. Why are we drinking?
Oh, there's a bucket of blood. And there's blood, and also Quint just knocked Hooper.
Oh my god! I almost dropped the M&Ms. Okay, very good. Dropping a chum marker of M&Ms here. That toothpick.
Oh, hello. Shark pops up.
Shark pops out. Who's that? Is that me?
Oh, he looks so good.
That's me.
That's you.
And you know what? That was it for the jammy red. So, ladies
the red's
and gentlemen,
finished. Are you on the white with me?
Oh man!
Oh my god!
Oh, corkscrew.
It's a screw cap.
Screw top even.
I'm a very cheap.
Oh, you're gonna need a bigger boat. That's me. You're gonna need a bigger boat. Drink.
Oh, hang on. I need to.
I love the way that shark pops out.
Yep,
again,
and a fin.
Oh, hold on, not yet.
It's a fin. It counts.
Fins.
You could go shut off that engine also being nautical lingo, but Jesus Christ.
Aquaphobia.
I love the way that Quint sort of accepts his fate. You can see it in his eyes that it's coming for him.
Well, there's a payoff as well. Like Gally loves a setup and payoff.
Mm-hmm.
And when we get the Indianapolis story, and he then breaks, that looks fucking great, by the way. That shark swimming by.
Yeah. Yes.
And then tells that story and breaks the radio comms, and it gets him, and it chews him in half like his mate. Setup and payoff.
We're gonna need a bigger boat.
Did we drink to that?
No, we said you said you're going to need a bigger boat, which he's already said. That one is we're going to need a bigger boat. So
right.
Swings and roundabouts.
And so
Finn,
should you,
drink.
listener. I encourage you to drink, listener at home.
That's Spielberg's cameo. That's Spielberg.
Yes. Yeah.
Oh my god. It sounds like him as well.
At the time, you wouldn't, of course, that wouldn't have registered with anyone.
No. We didn't know his voice at that point until like post E.T. I heard that the first shooting star is real, and I would debate. I don't know.
Aquaphobia.
Acrophobia. Oh,
it's aquaphobia.
Oh, okay.
Mm.
Oh,
yes,
no.
Certainly the second of the shooting stars is not just an optical, but not one of the best opticals.
Yeah, it looks animated. But like, why is there two in 30 seconds? It's really weird.
They said it's real. They said the first one is real, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure.
See that shot there when they're all three of them on the boat there, and it's up and down. Like even that there's three actors there on a really unstable surface, and I don't believe that they're wired in and safety lined.
I don't think so.
And I think you'd be safety lined these days. It's really
There's an explosion soon with Hooper too. Do you know the bit where it explodes and Hooper is?
It's a fin.
Fin? Was that another diopter just then?
It was a fin.
Oh, fin! Fucking hell.
Oh shit! We haven't even got barrels yet.
Yeah, it is possible that they. I mean, they've shown that they are using some split diopters on these things.
Yeah, they're very good.
I like the. I do like the "Don't wait for me."
Yeah. Well, this score moment is my favorite.
Yeah.
As the barrel is released, that's my favorite. This bit. Go.
Blood.
That's my favorite bit.
Yeah, that's very. I was talking to Kiara about this, and she said like it almost seems like it works against what you should be feeling at the time.
Yeah,
it's a fun adventure music. Like
it is. It's an adventure when it should be more suspenseful. It's a pirate music. Williams called it.
And it feels like the sort of thing whereby, because this is an exercise in tension, without the rousing, every time something goes right for them.
This is a great shot of Quint.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
I love it.
When you have these little rousing moments, it's very Indiana Jones. I think that the adventure.
Yeah, it's this and Raiders are very close together.
And if you didn't have that, you would be tense as an audience member all the time, and it would probably be still very effective as a mood piece. But would it be the sort of thing that you, Matt, or Gally would come back? Like Gally used to fall asleep to this film, which is insane. That's an insane thing to think. That is also a stunning shot.
Great shot.
But like, would that be? Is that part of it? This idea that people are drinking. Cheers.
Oh yeah, drink,
booze, drink.
But is that one of those things whereby it's an exercise in horror and tension, but it pulls you along for this, Moby Dick-esque, we're all on an adventure vibe, and they modulate it so well.
You want to see something permanent.
Hooper looks fucked at this bit.
Yeah.
It's a tough one. Like, how do you guys feel about the idea of people acting drunk while being drunk?
Wait, sorry, one more time.
Was there ever a suggestion that these guys were drunk when they were on set, or was this just too? I mean, Brody is clearly the most in control. Was there a suggestion that the two guys were pissed? And what do you think about people getting drunk for drunk scenes? Do you think that it is a cheap way out? Do you think that actors should be able to modulate their performance without having to, for example,
like Simon Pegg talked about it on The World's End, where he had different levels of being drunk, and he had like different numbers for whatever, to try and modulate how drunk he was, like per scene. He'd be a number 3, or he'd be a number 5, or a number 8, or whatever. And I
drink to your leg.
Drink to your leg.
Just on this one, when Brody looks at his stomach, his abdomen there, Matt.
Yeah,
we talked about on the podcast. When I was listening back to it, I do think I missed the trick there that you caught very well. That's a medical scar, and he doesn't feel like a man, and you can compare it or bring it to the table like these two.
Well, it could be. It could be.
I feel like, I think that's a really good observation.
But yeah, just because this is such good drunk acting.
Yeah.
My dad always said that his favourite drunk actor was Neil Morrissey in Men Behaving Badly.
Now that's a BBC sitcom, so I mean, of course that would be
You watch Neil
This
Morrissey,
is-
you watch back of them, and there's some
Yeah.
fucking great drunk acting in it. Yeah.
Because if you get like a Dylan Moran in Black Books,
Yeah.
obviously he's an incredible, you know.
Well, that was his stand-up routine at the time, anyway.
Oh yeah, and what's great is that.
Or Quirk, is it Pauline Quirk? No, wait, what was the Coogan drunk that he did?
Pauline Cuff.
That was a great drunk.
Yeah. See, that's the thing. Like, Dylan Moran was so good at it that people thought Dylan Moran was pissed, but it's like, no,
Yeah.
of course he's not. Like, that's so incisive and accurate stuff. And,
Yeah.
Oh,
Here, Indianapolis drink.
it's the speech.
We should probably watch this bit, shouldn't we?
Mm-hmm.
Just his whole delivery here. Little slur, just a little bit.
Yeah. You know what is a bit of a weird observation about these
Look at the lighting on Hooper as well, by the way. Excuse me.
and on Brody, that half and half with the black turtleneck. But these kind of, like a Robert Shaw has that, you know, he has the look of you know, if you go 20 years back, this dude would have looked like a matinee idol. He would have been a handsome guy, right? You can just tell from the features.
Yeah.
And then you've got this sort of, it's the same with an Ollie Reed. You've got like these guys who, you know, at one point they looked like these absolute specimens, and then they get lived, you know, experience. And it reads on their face. They get the lines. He pulls out his teeth at one point.
But the face is great to look at, isn't it?
Yeah.
When it's reading these lines here, you are completely entranced.
No blinking, which is, that's how you know this guy was trained.
And he's rattling this off probably longer screen time than Judi Dench was in Shakespeare in Love, and you know she won an Oscar for that. You look at this scene and you think this is fucking stellar.
Do you think that this is because we've had an amount of time whereby we've not really considered we've had the shark and we had the adventure of you know, we've managed to shoot these little darts into the shark, and we've got the barrels on the shark, and this is the waiting game, and it's been a while since we've had visual evidence within the film of how lethal it can be. We haven't had any bloodletting for a while. Big gap.
But I suppose, what was it? Was the stunty the last death?
I don't know. Actually, I've lost the thread. I feel like we should defer to Matt on this. Matt,
hello.
Who was the last person to die in this film from this point?
It's Quinn.
Kindler? No. Prior to this, is it?
Prior to Quinn?
It's in the pond. Yeah.
Yeah, the stunty.
Maybe it's the stunty. Yeah, in the pond.
Yes.
Devlin was just saying that this is our first kind of, well, let's remind us how serious this is.
We're recalibrating the danger levels because we've
had that adventure.
We've had our bonding moments, and we've shot the harpoons into it successfully, and we've got the barrels on it, and
that look on Dreyfus's face there, it's great.
Yeah.
But also, there's no let up here. We've had all that. The film's really, sea shanties, drink. It's really like reminded us of stuff and slowed down, and then all of a sudden it's like, wait, what's that? And crack on again.
I have to refill again. It's not a sea shanty, but I think we should drink to it.
Yeah, go on. About an hour ago. It's a lovely moment, isn't it?
Mm-hmm.
Matt, you've mentioned
barrel pops up.
Barrel.
Drink.
Matt, you've mentioned some of the making ofs. I must admit that I have not watched any. Is there an amount of focus on this scene?
The shark is not working. It's my favorite. There's one called The Making of Jaws by Laurent Bouzereau, who does a lot of DVD making ofs. That's really worth a watch.
Yeah. Do they talk about this scene?
In the Indianapolis speech, they do discuss.
Was this always here, and did it always have such central importance? Was it in the book?
Sorry, give me one more break.
There's another can, Devlin. I'm not putting out a fire. I'm putting out my can of beer. It's great that this all that still and calm we talked about, and then bang, literal bang, like this sharp motherfucker's back and just does not give him any respite.
What's kind of mad is we talk about Jaws as being.
You talk about what?
We talk about Jaws, the film.
Jaws the shark.
You know the film Jaws.
Fuck off. Here comes Jaws with his massive shark. Jaws.
Yeah. Oh, barrels pops up.
Barrels pops
Cheers.
up. Yep.
We talk about Jaws as a film as being essentially like the like year zero for the summer blockbuster. But I mean, you're talking about a film that for 50% of its runtime is 3 people on a small boat with a mechanical shark that didn't work very well.
Sea shanty.
I mean,
cheers. Shooting star.
Yes.
Cue the second one in. I swear it comes up soon.
Yeah. No.
Or maybe it was in the same shot. I don't know.
I've seen it. But it just feels like these narratives, these kind of weird overarching meta narratives we make about the way that the film industry or Hollywood or fucking whatever, like, because everyone has to kind of contextualize everything.
Barrel pops up. Jaws theme.
There's
drink.
This stern nautical lingo. Drink. Jesus Christ.
Shit the bed. Grab the boat hook. Nautical lingo. Sorry, what is that? Bloody hell. We got torn apart there.
This idea that we have to you have to give like a linear narrative to the way that like the film industry works. The idea that like this film influenced this film, and it's like this is how we get to this, and it's all fucking bullshit. It's all just a kind of, we make these things to make ourselves feel better because it makes things feel like they were on some kind of rails somewhere. But I do find it insane that this is like, people talk about this as being year zero for the summer blockbuster. I don't see how this is so much different to so many. Why is this a blockbuster? But like shark pops out.
Shark pops up. Wow. Oh,
blood. Oh my god.
Fin. Matt, we're coming for you.
Matt might be a bit quiet for the rest of the episode. To the listener at home,
please excuse him.
Don't worry about it. Everything's fine.
He was comparing scars, and I was trying to figure out like, why was this? I was trying to think of things to compare it to. I was like, 2001 was a major film with visual effects. Like,
yeah.
Was that
2001 didn't?
And
that's a tough one, because I mean 2001 is, you would think it's an art house movie, I guess.
I suppose it's science fiction as well. But like even things like Errol Flynn's Robin Hood that made loads of money, and Casablanca made loads of money, and Gone with the Wind, excuse me. Hard to compare. Well, we're just in a new audience and a new frame of mind filmmaking, but Spielberg has definitely done something here that's real adventure and accessible and more universal, I think.
Was it as much the release
Harpoon?
schedule?
What, to target a summer audience?
I think I must have name checked this book more than once in the podcast, which is Peter Biskin's Easy Riders Raging Bulls.
Yeah.
And he kind of talks about it
Friend
more
of the show,
as
Lev, loves that book.
It's great. It's really bitchy and gossipy and kind of fun, and like I like that kind of shit. I don't know. There's definitely there's definitely something to say for this kind of book, of these kind of
But all this right now is like Errol Flynn pirate adventure.
Oh
yeah. Bombastic kind of swashbuckling adventure film, and it's
and Matt's right in that it's all in the score
completely. But that could be a pirate ship right now, and
yeah,
then it's
what's actually happening is kind of remarkably small scale.
Yeah.
5 degrees port, nautical lingo. All of this is nautical lingo. It all counts.
But is a blockbuster born of the difficulties they had and the budget they threw at it, and decided studios were like, right, let's invest more and see what more gets us? And
if you are drinking every time you hear nautical lingo in this scene, God bless you.
God, yeah.
I'm going to join you. I shouldn't.
What was the harder port? Nautical.
Oh my God.
Harpoon coming up in 3, 2, 1. Harpoon.
Blood.
To the fin. Is that a double? Blood. Oh God.
Blood to the fin. And a fin.
I love the way he shoots.
Yep.
And he don't miss, Brody. Come on. Blood.
Blood fin. Blood fin.
Good Lord above. Well, what were the other big films in the 70s before this? When was Chinatown?
Godfather was huge. Godfather was same year as this, right?
Oh, but barrels pop up. Drink.
Godfather would have been barrel. Godfather was what, 72? I think Chinatown was like 75.
There's something just a little bit more.
And this sits right in the middle of the auteur-driven new Hollywood. I mean, The Godfather's accessible, but it's also intentionally slow paced.
But it's also serious and like really.
Starboard.
Oh, God's sake.
That counts.
Did the barrels come up again? Oh no.
It's the same barrels.
Oh, I thought it said shag 'em then, but it was snag 'em. Okay. That's when you know you've had a few drinks.
Just a little insight into what happens in hour 2.5.
This is this shot of Hooper when he grimaces to the camera. It always reminds me though of the Must Love Jaws comedy video, like "Cry, little sister, I shall not
G. Tom Mac.
So good.
It's just I think this is what I want. I think this is what I mean when it's like
that rope is literally turning that boat.
Yeah.
It's wild.
I guess this is what I mean, that like I don't know. There are times where you end up with this kind of idea that phrases get used in such a way that they end up just kind of losing all meaning. So I don't see any correlation between a film like this and the films that in only a few years from here would be considered blockbuster filmmaking.
Shark just popped this up.
Shark pops up.
Jaws the shark. Drink. But after this, you got Star Wars, Indiana Jones, Back to the Future. Shark pops up. Wow, it looks amazing. Harpoon. Drink.
and you start to. I always love that. Just
the spray
There's-
of sea.
there's a little hesitation from Robert Shaw, which makes me think that he did not agree to being splashed at that
Ooh.
point.
Barrel pops up.
Blood.
Oh, right, I didn't agree to be splashed.
He seems genuinely pissed off. Have you been on the Jaws ride? Have you been to Universal Studios?
It wasn't working when I went.
Oh, of course it wasn't.
The shark
I
wasn't
have been on
working,
it.
as Matt would say.
I have been on it, and I loved it.
Yeah. I
It
saw
is
the
really
shark because it was out of water, dry,
right.
being repaired, but no, we couldn't go on it.
It is honestly magnificent.
I couldn't go on the Waterworld one either because it was broken when I went.
No way.
Gutted. Right.
Yeah. So all of this. Oh, underwater POV. Drink.
Oh, yeah, very good.
Barrels pop up. Drink.
No, they're going down.
Barrels go down. Drink.
Oh, barrel pops up. Now you can drink.
Oh my god. I need more pretzels.
I've eaten my cracker that I found that was apparently 12 years old.
I just feel like you should crumble it up into a chili, in honor of Columbo.
There's a few shots here though that, like, when the boat was tipped on its side, then they slide down. It's shots and edited so well and integrated perfectly. I don't know. We're not considering a technical level. That must have been in the studio, like to have the ballast of the boat and to hydraulics or rig the boat to tilt for that.
Yeah.
They can't do that out at sea like that.
No, absolutely.
It's edited so well.
Yeah. It is.
Excuse me, that was a word from Matt there, who taking a leave of absence as the shark has just pulled him under.
I just I don't know. It just feels like
sorry.
The way we talk about guys like a Robert Eggers or like a filmmaker like that. The way that Spielberg handles this last 30 minutes, the small scale desperation.
I'm saying about the rigging there, but fuck me, this looks amazing.
Shark popped up and
I'm drinking.
That's what, like, you're talking about stuff that now if you tried to pull this off, you're looking at, you're going to be sidelined as an art house film.
Yeah.
You'll get.
Did you ever see that film Rubber?
I did. Yeah.
I mean, Rubber comes from Jaws.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
Like it's almost like a. It's the thing is, it's not a parody because it's not like he's taking the piss out of anything. He's playing around with the conventions of what you would expect to see. Sea shanty. Cheers.
Well spotted. Bloody hell.
There was also some nautical bullshit, but honestly, by this point,
I mean, we're racking up the points here, aren't
we? To our listeners at home, it's probably too late for you by now, but if I may say, this one is.
You've just
lethal.
poured a mega pint, you maddo. What the hell?
I did. Into my delightful crystal glasses that I got from
my
mum.
They are very nice. I like the way you're handling them as well. It's very classy.
Thank you very much. Well,
I'm sticking with the quint cans. Oh, sea shanty drink.
Sea shanty.
And to all you fair Spanish ladies at home listening to this.
I mean, we've had a few we've had a few quint taunts, but this is like.
But are they taunts for this is rage quint, which is a bit different.
Exactly. This is what's so fantastic. There you go.
You idiot. Yeah.
You get this fantastic moment of
look at that shot there with the smoke.
Yeah, my God. Like you get the this is the primal Moby Dick kind of hubris, right? Like this guy has met his match and he is not willing to be
Great frame here with the
shown up.
broken glass. Those three
Yes.
barrels. I like, and you just when you consider the problems they had and what they achieved in this film, technically, visually.
You know what I love is I don't know much about the director of photography of this beyond this film. Bill Butler, right?
I had a really good
Because I
CV,
know that
actually.
obviously Spielberg moved on to
Anaconda, Devlin.
Really?
Yeah. And
Now,
in the same year, he shot One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest.
Fucking A. Oh, I mean, nothing but respect. Like, Anaconda might be the kind of film that ends up being a bit of a
Bill Butler,
punchline.
excuse me.
Yeah. It might be a bit of a punchline, but fuck if it's not effective.
Yeah.
Like, there's a reason these films hang around, and his work on Anaconda is, I can see that now. Yeah.
Well, I wrote that down because I was like, he doesn't do Anaconda unless he's done this. There's no way.
Well, yeah, that's fair. They are, if anything, using him to bolster.
Hey, you did yours. Do you want to do it with a snake? Yeah, sure. How much you paying me? Like Michael Caine and Jaws 4. How much you paying me? And where am I going on holiday?
Yep. All of the worst shots in Anaconda
That was
are the
terrible,
ones
sorry.
that are. Do you want another go?
No, I don't want another go. I don't afford it.
Do you want it stricken from the
I'll
record?
put it down to 5 cans of Quint's beer.
If I can advise our listeners, based on my own personal experiences, that if you want to go to a Wetherspoons pub, you know, politics notwithstanding,
please do not.
I don't,
because they did terrible things during the recession, during lockdown, and I will never spend a penny in there ever again.
Yes, I will also never take a shit in Wetherspoons, but I used to, because I lived in London for many years and was poor.
How are we still living in London, Devlin? Like,
I used to live in Canada Water, and down by Canada Water Station there is a Wetherspoons pub that has a huge portrait of Michael Caine.
Wow.
On the staircase to the toilets, because he's from Rotherhithe. He's that's his locale. So
if any of you are running the London Marathon as well, that is the worst section of it. You were in hell.
Rotherhithe?
Is it Canada Water? Have I got the right
Canada
area?
Water.
Yeah, Rotherhithe. Yeah, it's fucking. You're in hell at that point. I wanted to die. God. I honestly, there's no one there. It's fucking awful.
This is such a beautiful kind of coming together of these.
It's just that moment. I've got no spit. You know, wait, where's that come from? It's just you feel the jeopardy. You proper feel the jeopardy. I'm expecting all three to die at this point.
Yeah. Oh, I mean, Matt's absolutely right. Like the John Williams, you don't want to heap too much onto John Williams, because it's almost like we mentioned Star Wars previously, like what you always say about Star Wars, like, oh, it was saved in the edit and it was saved by the score. And
oh, really? I didn't. I've never done that research. Yeah.
A lot of people say that's there were these. This is again Peter Biskind.
Right.
But that, essentially the editors and the score saved Star Wars, and I think
Jaws theme, drink
underwater POV, I guess. Although that is,
I thought it was specifically the sharks.
None
POV.
Of these are POV. Yeah, there will be.
Okay,
barrels pop up. Barrels pop up.
Oh shit, Matt. I want a cider. I think Quint would drink cider. That's a good shot. Is that a real shot?
I think he was from the West Country. I think he would. He absolutely would.
Nope, that didn't work. I tried to open my can of cider with an old can of beer and it did not work.
So the listeners at home, I don't want to puncture the absolute tension of this scene, but Patrick just tried to open a bottle of cider with like the ruined husk of a can of lager, which it went just about as well as you might expect.
Oh shit! That noise just jarred me. I don't know what else to
Right, there
open
you
it
go.
with. What the fuck?
Okay. In terms of absolute primal fear, what can you imagine that would be worse than being in the fact that cage ruptures immediately and
It's
he
not
drops
to do with that. It's to do with the shark getting in the cage with you.
Yeah,
And
until he
that
drops
is-
the only weapon that he felt that he had when he was going down there. He dropped immediately. Like
these are good shots, aren't they? This is total horror, right here.
Yeah.
This is I mean, like, do you think Spielberg took this from influence of Hitchcock? And
I would imagine,
blood,
like,
drink?
in terms of the blood. I mean, this is a shark attack, so fair listener, you should have been drinking already. And also, I'm so sorry.
Keep up, listeners. You got to employ, do the rules. We're half cut now. Oh, there you go.
We're half cut and 1/3 down.
I found my belt buckle. I got to open my cider with that. So cheers. I do think these shots are effective. With the real shark.
Yeah, totally.
If I was going to be hypercritical, I'd say that shark is visibly smaller in scale to Jaws the shark.
But is the point? Oh my god, that is such a great shot. The sorry, the
was that the under in the lower
with the
deck
water,
with
the water and the broken pieces of wood just kind of sliding. Like, I can only imagine you've seen this, Patrick, on the big screen, and I've not. You've seen it on the big screen with an orchestra.
Yeah, it was good. It was good.
And then you fucked up. Then you fucked up your next day. But I've never seen Jaws on the big screen. But there is just something so kind of woozy and unsettling about that shot of all of the. Oh shit! Shark pops up. Drink.
Oh, we've got to drink to that. That's a special.
That's and it's a shark attack.
Yeah.
To Bruce.
It's
because
Jaws the shark.
This. Oh, the air tank. The air tank was the thing that made him lose his grip.
No.
He didn't want
that.
Yeah. Now this scene.
The sound effects. He's gasping and panting and
shit.
like.
Okay.
That is. Oh my! I don't even know what to express at the moment. We're not drinking. There's blood. There's a shark attack. I'm just in too much horror and shock.
Oh.
Good lord! Look at that shot when he gets dragged under, Devlin.
Okay.
And the stillness of that.
When we were talking about taking this film for granted, and the idea that it was just one of those films. These are kind of basically shark attack.
Shark attack.
Blood, I guess. It's residual.
Hungry for more.
But when we talk about these films, a lot of the films that we talk about as a group, these are films that you have a lot of like residual affection for and all that kind of stuff. And
look at it tilting in that water.
And that you take them for granted, but there are certain moments. So I had also taken Jaws for granted. Like when I watched it recently, it was incredible. But I think that the Quint being munched
Oh god.
That's what I remember. There are these little moments from all of these films that, you know, maybe you don't watch them for like 20 years afterwards. But Quint getting snacked, that's my takeaway from Jaws. I don't know. I don't think it's representative of the whole film, but from when I was at
Shark attack.
Shark pops out.
Here's the above mast kind of shot I was talking about with Matt earlier. Like it's kind of I can't see that it's a crane. I don't know.
Yeah. There's a lot of blood here, so.
But the stabbing looks convincing and my when I was watching it, I was taking around like, wow, I've Finn, drink.
Nope.
You know, I like I'd missed almost a trick with this film that my friend Dan Hurst, I know he holds this film in real high esteem. And that's why we went to that Birmingham night out. And
yeah.
Oh, get ready to drink.
Blow up. Blood.
Smile, you son of a bitch.
Hey!
Do you think Brody's the unlikely hero?
Yeah, totally.
But is he? Because he's the first kind of character we meet in the film. So surely he's the like what's his Washington says in Tenet? I'm the protagonist.
Yeah, I didn't see Tenet, but I will say that that's how it's at Bloodfin. I'm sorry, I need to top up. But that's exactly it. And you know what I miss about films of this era is the unpredictable idea of a protagonist, I guess. Like, you know, the ordinary person in extraordinary circumstances pulling on reserves of heroism they didn't know they had, and with and then there are additional characters that you add to it.
He's a police chief, and he's come from a big town to a small town. Surely he knows he can hold his own metal.
He's out of it. Like, I think that it works. I think it works in. I think it really works.
That's a really good line reading there. It's like Quint question mark. No, that's it.
But you've got this. So yeah, you've got Brody as a potentially when he's a New York cop, he's like, fuck yeah, okay, this guy knows. It works on like a meta level in that Roy Scheider is an actor. When I was saying that, like, you know,
boxer,
he's got his cauliflower ears, and he does not. He carries the self-confidence of a guy who has been through an amount of shit before he has got to this point. And I guess that kind of bleeds into this idea of Robert Shaw as an actor, whereby Robert Shaw is, you know, you don't know you understand that Roy Scheider is an actor. You understand that Richard Dreyfuss is an actor. They're character actors. You know, they bring something of themselves to the role. Robert Shaw is the wild card in that, like, it sort of feels like Robert Shaw might be that fucked as a guy.
What do you mean might?
Yeah. Well, yeah, basically.
I do like this end frame here, just them in the background for the, you know, old school credits coming in.
Yeah.
Filmed in Panavision. That leaves us to say our humble goodbyes to Amity Island for now, until we return to this series on Jaws 2 and Jaws 3.
Here's to swimming with bow-legged women. This is Devlin in London, signing out.
24 hours? That's like a week! It's Patrick in London.
And we will see you again next time on the Rewind Movie Podcast.